Hello. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to go over the hiring process for Norfolk Southern for 2022. I got hired on back in February. Well, I should say hired on. I got considered for employment. Um, if you're interested in becoming a conductor for Norfolk Southern or railroads in general, but I can only base this off of Norfolk Southern. I'm going to kind of help walk you through the hiring process as best I can. Maybe give you an idea of what to expect, because I know I didn't expect a lot coming through, my hiring process. So I had a lot of questions and stuff, and hopefully this will help. So, you'll start out, pretty basic like with any other job. I will say, applications and everything is just strictly online now, especially with COVID and the way things are in this country now. Generally, you'll just fill out an application, and if they're interested in you based on the information you provide, you'll receive an email for your first interview. Uh, Generally, I had two interviews. I know some people only had one, but most have two. Like I had two interviews. Um, so I got an email for interview number one, which was basically answering like three multiple choice questions, along with it included like why do you want to work for the railroad? What would you do in this situation? What would you do in that situation? And just common sense stuff like that. And pretty much based off of that, if they're further interested in you, they will send you an email for a second interview, which you'll have with a live person. It'll still be virtual. It'll be kind of like a Zoom call, although I had it on HireView. It'll be kind of set up like that, but you'll have it with a live person. Furthermore, if they like you from there, you'll start the onboarding process with them. They'll send you an email extending an offer to you for employment. You'll have to do a drug test. You'll submit a background check and stuff like that. It can be a time-lengthy process. I will say they don't respond quick at all. I've heard most railroads don't. It's just the way it is, and I get sometimes it's like talking to a ghost, and that's how I thought it was. Just be patient. Patience is a key here. If you've made it that far, chances are like you will end up in CT class. After you're done with the onboarding, you will get an email to prepare you for the CT class, which is down here in McDonough, Georgia. You will be down here for 2022. It is 3 weeks of training in McDonough, Georgia. 3 weeks. And I'm going to go over some stuff with you now that will maybe help the process along here as far as stuff to bring. You'll get an email that'll say, make sure you're well prepared. I have an instructor now that says, do what you got to do to be successful. So whether that's bringing a huge notebook and a bunch of pens, stuff to take notes with, make sure you have gloves, even though they will provide you with gloves your first day. They're just not that great. One thing, boots. So NS has a boot policy as to where it has to be work boot style, like a traditional work boot. So like here's like your typical work boot. It has to be 6 inches tall. The heel has to be 90 degrees, and it has to have good tread. One thing that did surprise me though is NS does not require steel toe, but you do have to wear work boots in the style that I just shown. Doesn't really matter on the color, just as long as it's a leather or a leather-like material. If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the comments section for me, and I'll answer them the best I can. Thanks.